Good afternoon here in Los Angeles. Valerie Milano with the Hollywood Times, and I'm going to let our two guests introduce themselves. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Micaela Wittman.
Hey, I'm Arthur de Larroche.
Okay, and we're talking about their film, Remy and Arletta. Arletta, right? Arletta? Arletta.
Correct.
Yeah,
Arletta, yeah.
Arletta.
Arletta. Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. I should know better, but here we go.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Some people get confused.
Thank you so much for being with us. And where are you two at right now?
We actually recently relocated to New York.
Oh, you are.
Yeah,
Okay.
giving it a shot. Yeah, it's nice to be 3 hours ahead because I just feel like I kind of have a head start on everything. So
Sure. Sure.
yeah,
The film was shot in Los Angeles?
it was,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, okay, good. And I know that it's been out a while because I know that we actually promoted it in 2022 at Outfest, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and they were calling it, they started calling it the world premiere, and then we sort of backtracked and called it the sneak peek. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, yeah. I think in the end, that was the world premiere.
Yep.
And then we ended up having a sneak peek at Cannes after that. And then finally now we're doing the prime release. We went to theaters, actually. So I guess for audiences, the world premiere would have been October 13th, which was Friday the 13th, which actually wasn't that unlucky. But I was worried. Like when we got the date, I was like, can we change it? And but we kept it. And then nothing went wrong and everybody liked the film and it came out. No projectors broke or anything. So
That's a good thing, right? And you're the director,
yeah, I
correct?
am.
And then I know that Micaela is the star, and also you wrote it, correct?
I did write it, yes.
Okay. I want to make sure that our audience knows the powers here. Um, and so that was your first time at Cannes, both of you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was our first time. I mean, it was like the best experience of my life up to that point. It was really magical and it was really welcoming and it was just it was such a kinder environment than I thought it would be, which is, I don't know, you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, because I mean, we always hear that the French, we hear different things about the French people. So,
Exactly. Yeah, you would think that they hate Americans. Well,
right.
Arthur's French, so that helps.
Oh, good.
So
Okay.
you
Right.
wouldn't be able to tell, but
They can't tell. They think that I'm like a college student who like minored in French, which is why I can speak it. They don't like I have an
you have
American
fully
accent,
American
so they don't
accent,
get it.
but
But
you were born in Paris.
they were really generous and kind to the film, really generous and kind to the film, and they were really generous and kind to us. I mean, you said it's the best experience of your life up till then. It's the best experience of my life since. It was crazy. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I used to cover the television festival then, I mean, a long time ago, MIP and MIPCOM, and I felt
Mhm.
the same way. They're very kind, and I just know that the hotel rooms are very, very small. That was my only negative about being there, but it's beautiful. I mean, you can eat off the ground, right? It's so clean there. Loved it.
No,
Okay.
it's so
We'll talk about the film, and I want to talk a little bit about you, Micaela. Did you go to film school?
no, not at all. Film school was just life.
Oh, you just lived film through life. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, just watching movies and I'm really lucky that I ended up learning that I had a knack for editing. I have no idea where that came from because, I was the editor on both of our films and I didn't want to. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but then I just kind of had to pick it up and I was like, wow, I actually really understand this process for some reason. So, I don't know, just trial and error really was my school.
What was the other film you did?
We did Clairvoyant.
Okay.
It was a very different comedy mockumentary that came out in 2021. It was about a spiritual girl in Los Angeles trying to find the meaning of life. So it was very different from Remy and Arletta.
Yeah. And was this film an autobiography by any chance?
Remy and Arletta was?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And what might the film provide, new to relationships that covers new ground?
I think the thing that I like about Remy and Arletta that I was trying to imbue in it was just that just a depth to relationships and friendships and romantic relationships where it's just about like a very deep love for another person and not about necessarily what you're gonna get out of them. And that was a big lesson for Arletta, and she was so young to be learning that, but she was like, how can I be here for Remy outside of like having this relationship be fully what I need it to be? How can I just be there for her in the ways that she needs me to be there for her, because Remy was going through so much. And that was like just even a deeper love. I don't know. I hope that that comes across. Like that's the thing about the relationship that I feel like is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to chime in, you're more than welcome to, my friend. So Remy's feelings for Arletta seem to be very nuanced. Is it fair for the audience to assume she shared her feelings and feared them?
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. I think that was I was hoping that that would kind of come across. And there's also the book Remy and Arletta, and I think that that is a little bit, it's also a book. So that was a little bit more, you kind of got into the headspace of Remy a little bit more in the book. Luckily, with you can, you can understand what she's actually thinking more in the book. And she has those feelings for Arletta, and she just is at a place where she can't really act on them because of what she's going through at home. So yeah, it is a little bit nuanced.
And so the book, tell me about the book. Who wrote the book?
I wrote the book.
I mean, I would chime in, but like, this is
okay.
really all Micaela. And if it wasn't for Micaela, this movie wouldn't have gotten made, obviously, but like from the pure inception of it. Yeah, I mean, the book itself, like you birthed that out of nowhere. And
just from the experiences and stuff like that, but
and it became like a bit of a bestseller, and we were able to, I mean, which was not expected, like I think that you wanted to make the movie deep down anyway, but then the book just kind of took off as well. Okay, now you take it back. Yeah.
No, you're doing well. And you were great, and I'm glad that Arthur directed it because he was really able to understand. It doesn't seem like it's like a story of two young women like kind of falling in love, kind of having this friendship, and it's something that Arthur was able to resonate with and direct very well. So I'm happy about that.
I wasn't supposed to direct it. You were supposed to direct it, but then the thing about
that
Micaela,
was just too many hats. So.
There's too many hats. We did the first chemistry read with somebody, and Micaela just turned around at the end of the chemistry read when the lovely actress left the room, and she was like, I cannot you're going to do this. I can't do both, and
Understand.
I was really lucky to be able to tackle this film because there's a particular experience, and it's kind of where you feel like your life is over, but you're 16. And, like there's nothing in the future for you. And also there's nothing bigger than a relationship that you have, or like this sort of friendship feeling, this like, it's almost like this, I don't know. It's like it's like the green flash of a sunset before you're a kid. Like you're in the middle, before you're adult while you're a kid. It's like the middle of, I don't know. It's like this moment that's never, ever going to happen again, ever, ever. And that's what Remy Arletta was able to capture, is this extremely unique confluence of all of these different things that, where you're in between being an adult and a kid, where, I don't know, it really is just like the very last light of a sunset. And it's just like an hour and a half of that, and I don't know why I resonated with it, but, I stepped in and it was really easy. It's the book. It's the script. That's why it's easy. Anybody could have done it. It's really, really good material,
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about the both of you and both of you working together, then that can segue into how do you know each other?
Well, we started writing together from the beginning. Yeah, what was our first script? Like
it was the not the vampire one. It was the vampire one.
Yeah, we started writing a script together in 2019.
And we did 48 Hour Film Festival as well. you know, so like all at the same time. And it just became really easy, you know, like, I don't know, I'd never worked with anybody. It never worked. And then with you, it just worked.
Yeah, I think having a writing partner is really tricky because you have to have the same philosophies and you have to have the same style. And it's just, it's such an intimate thing that you have to be able to collaborate in a way that is very just giving and open. And I was having a hard time finding that in someone. But, you know, me and Arthur, we just work really well together and we're able to listen to each other's ideas. And you know, even if we don't necessarily accept those ideas, we're able to like reject them in a way where we can build off of it, which is just so useful.
Yeah, no hard feelings. And that's like super rare to be able to find that. So, you know, we've been off to the races ever since.
Well, then I can ask you now, Arthur, did you go to film school?
I did not go to film
You
school.
either. Shh. Okay, well, that's okay.
No, it was
You wanted to, right?
I wanted to, but yeah, no, it just wasn't in the cards for me. It wasn't possible. And honestly, it's okay because I'm proud of how things turned out.
Yeah.
You know, it was touch and go for a second there, though. I was worried, but now I'm really proud of how things turned out.
Arthur made a film. When was American Bistro? In
2019.
In 2019, and that was his film school. He made it nice.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think I blocked it out. I have post-traumatic stress disorder over that movie. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I did make a film previously, and I really learned a lot really fast. And you know, I was able to apply those lessons. Really, I was able to apply those lessons because you made it easy to apply them. Though, once again, like the fertile ground of working with Micaela, I highly recommend it to anybody. You know, you're going to do better than you've ever done suddenly. You know, even when you're alone and you make a bad movie, and then you're going to make a movie with Micaela.
It wasn't bad. It was okay. You were learning. It's fine.
Okay, sorry I got into a little personal stuff, but it's all good. So why didn't Remy just decide to leave with Arletta?
I mean, that's actually a good question. You know, I think she would be latching on to a life that wasn't hers because obviously she couldn't afford college. She wouldn't have been going to the same school. I mean, I guess she could have piggybacked off of Arletta and lived with her, but I think it just, she needs to do her own thing and she needs to figure herself out. And I'd like to think that there's a really great future for them where they can, you know, do their own thing for a little while and then come back together and still have that really strong relationship, whatever it turns into.
Okay, and the platonic intimacy that Remy and Arletta share is so brilliant. And this, you know, is this kind of platonic intimacy achievable and sustainable in our real lives, in your opinion?
That's a good question. What do you think?
I mean, it depends on the people. I think it's really it's really hard. That's a crazy question. I think it's probably really, really hard. It's the simplest answer. It's probably borderline impossible.
Yeah, it's like any relationship. It's hard. I guess that is the answer. But you know, you wrote it so well that's why I had to ask it.
It's a good question. Yeah, I think that Arletta was definitely stretched beyond what she may have been capable of normally just because of Remy's mom and everything that Remy was going through. So Arletta was like, let me make an exception. But I don't know if in normal circumstances it would be as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
And why doesn't Remy's mom realize that her daughter behaves this way because of her own shortcomings? Can you maybe answer that?
I think it's kind of one of those things where I don't even know if she doesn't notice that. I think subconsciously she must, right? Because Remy's almost turning into like a mini version of her mom, you know, sneaking around and doing stuff with the guys and drinking, and it's not hidden. So I think it's just one of those things where you're on such a self-destructive path, you can't pay attention to anything. I don't think the mom has the bandwidth to even think about Remy like that in such a self-aware way. I think she's just, you know, on her own path of self-destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you two, what are you doing with the film at this point? You're taking it to more film festivals? What's happening?
I mean, no,
We just rolled out on Tello.
yeah, we rolled out on Tello. We're rolling out on Prime. We're on Fandango. You know, we were lucky enough to go to theaters with it. And now I guess, yeah, it's in its sort of final place,
Love it.
resting place. Not the right word. I was going to say resting place. It's where it's meant to be now, where it's the most accessible for the most people.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just trying to get it out there and get more people to watch it. So
Yay, I love it.
yeah.
You know, and the book, because when we were talking about the book, there's lots of book clubs out there, especially, you know, LGBT book clubs and such, that now that I'm in the loop again, since 2020, you know, when Outfest was out, we're going to be promoting it. And so let's do the book. You know, I belong to an internet Women on the Net. So they do have a big book club. So I'm going to pitch it to them. So maybe they can get their women to read it and watch the film. And maybe you want to be on that platform. So I will give them your information. So yay.
Thank you.
Thank you
That's
so
very
much.
nice of you. That's very nice.
Absolutely. So how can our readers and our viewers, well, you just said a little bit about how they can find the film. How can they find you? Social media, websites, what?
Yeah, I think I use. Oh, sorry. What was that?
Both of you, both of you. How can they
Both of
find
us.
you?
I think we use Instagram the most.
Mhm.
My handle is Micaewa, Micaewa.
And my Instagram is just my full name, Arthur de Larroche.
Simple.
Yeah, simple. And then you've got a TikTok too.
Yeah, I have a TikTok, which is my name, Micaela Wittman.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, we're the Hollywood Times Official is our YouTube channel, and our website's hollywoodtimes.net. And thank you both again for being here with me today and taking the time from New York City. And maybe our paths will cross in person. I mean, there's so many film festivals out there. Y'all know Tribeca's going on, and we got Dances with Films out here right now, and just so many. I can't keep up. So
It's nonstop, right?
It
It's
is,
just like
right?
throughout the year.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thanks. It's a pleasure. This is a fun interview. I appreciate you both.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
a
you,
lot.
Valerie.
Great. Thanks. All right. Keep up the great creativity. Oh, and on that note, what are you working on next?
Oh my God. Arthur needs to go get writing after this. He's working on a horror action thriller. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot.
We have a lot of opportunity now. So, you're working on a new like comedy drama
Yeah.
right now. I'm working on the action horror. And then I think we're gonna do a spy thing after that. We're just gonna try to get as many things in the library as possible out.
Right.
And then then our agents and managers will take care of the rest now. Like it's nice. Now we just get to do this stuff, which is cool. And I'm sure that we'll get bored if it takes too long. And then we'll just go and do another Remy Arletta style movie where like it's just like us rubbing two sticks together until we make a whole feature film, So yeah.
Will you make sure you keep the Hollywood Times posted, please? Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Great. Have a great rest of your day.
you
All
too.
right, you
Thanks.
too.